Hello and welcome everyone back to some more Super Mario Maker 2 action here at GSA. We have got some more qualifiers here today. We've got LanceLiezure versus ThisWasMurphy. Pretty interesting matchup here. I am Scotch and Tie Guy. In the booth with me is Mini Matt. How you feeling,
nice to meet you. Feeling good. It's been a really interesting series of races so far this morning.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a match like we did just a minute ago with the
overtime.
Really interesting overtime, but regardless, you got the brackets there in front of you. We've got double elimination for this first round, this qualifiers here.
Even if it is just a one match, you do go into loser's bracket and have a second chance.
So we will look forward to seeing what these guys have for us here. Pretty standard, 20 minutes on the clock. And we'll get going here in just a moment.
I really like the format that is being used for this current series. I think having the same playlist really creates a lot of very interesting moments, especially like that sync that we saw in the middle of the last set.
Well, and it gives you a better idea of how these guys attack each particular level, you know, and where their choices are, because they could choose completely different levels and end up in generally the same place.
Right.
But I mean, you know, we saw last season it was all random, whereas here there's a little bit more uniformity, of course. But yeah,
it looks like we have the go ahead, and we're going to be starting.
We'll try to get a sync up for you guys here. It's about a second difference right now, and there it is. Milo in the back with the sync. Much appreciation to our restreamers.
One thing to note, we saw during the first match today, Doomsday skipped the Koopa Kart level instantly, and that liberal use of skips really paid off. He ended up super far ahead over the course of this set, so it's very interesting to see these two players both going for it.
Yeah, last season, you know, you saw for the most part these guys were deciding, you know, no, I'm not doing these kart levels at all. They just automatically skip it, and like you said, liberal usage of it coming into play there. But both these guys are committed to it, and they're both taking multiple deaths now.
Well, as long as the other person is doing it, it's fine, right? It's when someone decides to take the first skip, and then you start getting behind that it becomes a problem. So both of these players are pretty lucky that... Oh!
Wow!
What a surprise!
Amazing approach there from Murphy, and Liezure will do the exact same thing. So we've got two clears pretty much back-to-back.
You gotta love it.
Great start.
I was ready for that level to be a real pain.
Well, it's interesting, you know, these guys have kind of, once you've practiced long enough, you can kind of find ways to break the level to a certain degree. So of course you're supposed to take the cart all the way around. It's very, you know, it looked a little bit precise with the jumps, but of course you can just get past those thwomps, no big deal.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with cheese, right?
Yep.
So moving on to an ice stage. Interesting to see the different strategies that they took. Murphy decided to go for the more dev-intended path and go up the vine immediately, and Lance kind of fished for the cheese on the spot, trying to jump and spin to get to a far platform.
Well, as much as he took a death there, lucky enough that Murphy also took a death, so they're going to be kind of synced up here right now, side by side.
So it's Murphy.
Yeah,
experimenting a little bit.
Liezure has some idea of where it's at. He's going to try to cheese it again. Wow.
Makes it.
Extremely successful. That was a great move. I mean, again, he knew exactly where that platform was. He was pretty close to it. Knew if he had a little bit more height, he could probably get there. Murphy is not going to have that knowledge, unfortunately, so he's going to be stuck here for a minute. Maybe he's going to go for the skip. And he
Yeah,
will.
it looks like it. That puts Lance in a really good position. We kind of saw the same thing in the last race, where an early skip from Koopa put them in the position where, as long as they were just staying on pace, Wicked was ahead for most of the duration of the race there.
Wow! Murphy
Oh yeah, Mario time.
with the comeback, tying up Leisure there. It is now 2-2.
This could easily go either way.
Murphy with just a quick knowledge, knowing what he needed to do to get that done. Leisure, on the other hand, having a little bit of issues here. He's going to skip it, looks like.
And with that, our skips are evened up, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier. I mean, they're skipping different levels and choosing different paths, but ending up in the same place. Looks like Leisure's going to go for a cheese again. See if he can do it. And nope.
And well, there is information gain, negative information. There's nothing over there.
Yeah, Murphy, on the other hand, did get the clear, so he is ahead by 1.
But it is important to note that earlier in the race, that strat of looking for the cheese, seeing if you can find the rest of the level off to the right, did put Lance ahead a little bit earlier. So it's hard to say if going for it on every level is overall a winning strategy, but I'm interested to see how that pans out.
Well, Leisure is going to miss one of those red coins. They're going to have to restart this level.
That's a lot of time lost.
See if he can get through it this time. He knows where the red coins are. Just got to be quick about it.
There we go. Oh, and meanwhile on Murphy's side, takes a hit from the Hammer brothers.
Well, it's all tied up once again.
Murphy does have the advantage of quite a few attempts on this stage. So as long as he can get the clear before LanceLiezure figures it out, Murphy is going to be ahead by just a hair.
Okay, trying to play cautiously, gets hit there. He hit once again, but picks up a leaf, so he's good now. He sees the end in sight.
Very close, no tricks, and Murphy is going to pull ahead.
Yeah, I kind of debate the choice to pick up the cloud there. I think, you know, seeing the black triangle kind of end there, I would have just gone for it, especially since you have the raccoon tail. And just float your way on over there.
Yeah, you can tank a hit if something weird happens.
Exactly. But regardless of that, he does have the lead now. Leisure.
Oh, a classic Bowser fight.
Yeah, this is going to take a minute.
Leisure jumping off to the left. Oh no.
Checkpoint does have him right next to the Goomba.
Oh no, you hate to see it happen.
These guys
He's just stuck in Goomba hell. Meanwhile, Murphy making more progress, pulling ahead by 2 levels. It's a powerful lead.
Yeah, Leisure going in the opposite direction. Obviously doesn't have the knowledge that Murphy has about how to finish that level. I mean, the end is right there. He's just got to jump to the right, but
he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Murphy up 5-3.
Oh no, the tragedy of the checkpoint. Murphy getting a interesting looking speedrun stage. Oh. through a pipe.
Oh no!
Come back up. And right here, all he has to do is go right. He'll grab the cloud.
And there we go. These are going to narrow the gap a bit, bringing it to 4 to 5 in Murphy's favor. Meanwhile, Murphy navigating this stage, figuring out kind of what he needs to do to stay on top of the thwomp, but misexecutes a bit. The question is, do you think a skip is going to come out for this stage, or do you think he will continue to try to figure it out?
I think one of the things that you see a lot with these Super Mario Maker 2 matchups is that you see guys. Well, we're seeing the skip right there, which I think is smart because especially just you're sinking so much time into one level. You gotta get clears out, and if you're struggling with one level, it's just taking up time, and that's it. LanceLiezure gonna skip that one. But what you see sometimes with these guys is that they'll say to themselves, "Oh, I've sunk so much time into this level. The end has got to be just right there."
Right, but it's so hard to tell whether that's
exactly
actually true or just sunk cost fallacy until you figure it out for sure. And I think that's a difficult sort of skill you have to nurture by just playing a lot of stages. Just that sort of game feel of where the end usually is something super hard to figure out.
Well, LanceLiezure going to take a shot at this one. And you can't see that thwomp moving right along as you're jumping off those cannon guys, and it's just like you're kind of leaving it up to, you know,
so tricky.
Chance.
It looks like he wanted to avoid the situation entirely, but we've discovered what the bees are for.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Murphy's still plugging along at this semi-auto scroller Link stage. Oh no, it looks like you really have a very short window to hit those blocks on some of the later loops.
Well, interesting. LanceLiezure getting a clear there where Murphy decided to skip again. Just seeing two different paths being taken here. And it is tied up.
Luckily for Murphy, the auto scroll ends on the last one, so there shouldn't really be any more danger in this stage. And Murphy's gonna bring it ahead, shaking their head a little bit, not super happy about the performance on that level. But
yeah, big thumbs down.
Lance has a lot of time that he can save on this level if he gets it in 1 or 2 attempts.
He's already on a roll. If he can get this.
Oh, that's the hard one. That's the shot that Murphy was struggling on for so long. If Lance can get it in just 1 or 2 tries, that's huge.
Well, right off the bat, having trouble. It was going to skip it. I mean, that's interesting.
Oh,
you know,
no.
he was right near the end on that one. It's interesting that he skipped that one.
But there's no way he could have known that
Right.
the end was on the next loop. Unfortunately, that loses him a chance at a very big time save.
Yeah, 6 to 5.
Just
Murphy.
Oh no!
Oh,
the Kaizo blocks!
He got jebaited! Wow! Well, this is going to be an interesting kind of
Working his way to the left
figuring out.
slowly. I recall there was a door near the left. Okay, it doesn't go all the way.
I can see the expression on Murphy's face. Like, what the heck? Oh man, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. This is a good playlist for sure.
And let's see. Oh no!
Oh no!
That was a great idea there by LanceLiezure. I mean, he doesn't know about the Kaizo blocks, obviously, but
Yeah, there's a potential for a huge time save on those Kaizo blocks, but it would be kind of ridiculous to expect anything else to happen than what happened on Murphy's side. That's the only way you're going to figure out it works that way, right?
Right. And he's about to figure it out himself, and he's going to take a death.
Meanwhile, Murphy took that next stage super quick. A three-level lead with 6.5 minutes on the clock is going to be a tough mountain for Lance to climb.
Well, Lance is still continuing his way through this one. He knows about the blocks now. Oh, nice! Precision.
Cheese discovered.
In the meantime, Murphy's going through some of these clear tubes in this snow land.
It's a very interesting level. I love seeing the clear pipe jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. One thing that's interesting about levels like this is things like the squiggly pipes naturally eat up time. Like, even if you do it perfectly every time, it's still 3 or 4 seconds you have to watch Mario travel.
Mm-hmm.
So every attempt on a stage like this can be a big time deficit.
Oh no!
Well, Lance has another clear, so he is 1 behind. And they're both going to be working on this Snowland one now. Murphy just having difficulty with this one section after the checkpoint. Coming down on the last 5 minutes of this.
Yeah, it's getting down to the wire. I still think Lance could easily take it with just a good performance on this level. Oh, Murphy ascending to the sky.
It doesn't seem to end. There it is. Lance right behind, but Murphy's going to get the clear.
Doesn't mess around with any of the pipes at the end. No gimmicks. You just got to touch that flag. Murphy taking back the lead, and with 4 minutes left, this is going to be tough.
Yeah, you got to get 2 clears minimum just to tie. And you've got 4 minutes left. And Murphy is on, he has been on a roll for the past about 10 minutes. And we've got a true speed run here.
Murphy clipping the wall on that jump a little bit.
But these ones are tough because sometimes they make it so that if you miss a single jump, it doesn't matter. You know, like that.
Right,
could,
like that could just be it. The timer could be so tight that one bad wall bonk and the entirety of the run is over. But there's no way to know until he gets near the end at least once.
Got 8 seconds.
Lance still putting time into the wall kick level.
Oh my gosh.
No, it is very tight.
So he can make 1 or 2 mistakes, but he can't make any more than that.
Yeah, and the good news for Murphy is there were a couple points that could very clearly have gone better. Like, there were a couple of wall jumps that didn't go so hot. So it doesn't seem like the worst thing you can see is if you get a run that looks like it's near perfect, and then somehow you run out of time anyway.
Mm-hmm. A small mistake right there, but I think he should be fine. Lance finally making his way, ascending to the heavens.
Thank you,
2
Pipe.
seconds.
Gets it. It's very good for Murphy.
Yeah, fortunately that timer is forgiving. So both these guys getting a clear. Murphy retaining his 2 clear lead as we head into A minute and a half left.
Just based on the time it took Murphy to clear that level, Lance absolutely needs to one-shot this.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we can do. Bonk there to start.
Past the Goombas. Hits both the coin blocks. Makes it past the first spring bounce that Murphy bonked on. So Lance might actually be on pace to finish this in one shot.
Eight seconds, 7. As long as he gets to this door in 3 seconds with 2 seconds left. 1 second on the clock.
Oh, it's
gonna be so close.
Yes, Lance
Oh
makes
my
it.
gosh.
Oh.
What a clear.
Now you gotta look at what has to be next on Lance's path to a victory. Oh, and with Murphy clearing this level.
And that's it. That's kind of the dagger right there.
Because it took Murphy about a minute to clear that. Which means it's gonna be unlikely that Lance is gonna clear it in 20 seconds. Lance would need to make every one of these jumps blind correctly and tie up the match. Ooh, that missed jump might have been checkmate.
Yep, so with the timer running down, Murphy will take the victory here in this matchup. Lance, though, showing very, very well here in this tournament so far. That'll be it for us here. We've got another matchup coming in just a moment, so stick around.